to the 8th plot. We're back with another What If episode.
Start like that, I don't like it.
Well, I'm not doing that again.
Do it
That was
again.
fine. I thought
No.
my voice was just the right pitch.
No,
It
do it
came
again.
in okay, welcome to the 8th plot.
No, that's even worse.
Okay. Why are we doing this?
Do it like you
Is
normally
this a
do.
bit that I'm not aware of?
No, do it like you normally do.
How do I normally do it?
I don't know, just not that much.
Welcome back to the 8th plot.
Yeah, like
Okay, a
that.
bit more cheerful, okay. Welcome back to the 8th plot. You see, you run me off my
Not
track.
allowed.
By the way, I'm going to have to include everything we did before that. I'm moving on. Welcome back to the 8th plot. That was fine. I have, of course, Scott with me. Say hello, Scott.
Hello.
And I have Ben with me. Say hello, Ben.
Hello.
Hey. Can you do that again? That was bad.
Hi.
That's worse. Anyway.
Only dogs could hear that.
Anyway, I'm sure you know what this episode, this series of videos that we do on the 8th plot is about. We ask ourselves, what if we were thrown into a movie universe, and what would we do with all the information that we possess? I'm not going to go through the rules because you can just go back and listen to our first episode, Iron Man, where we lay it all out, or our intro episode, and we did an intro episode. Feels so long ago, guys.
No, it was just an Iron Man.
It was just an Iron Man. Oh, good. So
And-
throwback.
To a
So-
video you have to find to watch.
Yes, now you have to go back and find the genesis of Scott shouting "ad" at me.
I believe it was Ready Player
Oi!
One.
Oi! Sit now, just take a 5 years.
Well, now you can go watch the Ready Player One episode. But let's try, gentlemen, without further digress, to continue with this episode.
It's been 5 minutes already.
It's probably been more considering that bit you started at the beginning, which was perfectly fine in production. I just want to point out. Anyway, I'm pretty sure you know the rules by now. We're in the universe. There's certain limitations, and of course, today I'm trying to remember again. One will be evil, one will be good.
Who was it?
Scott is going to be bad. Yes, finally, and Ben will be good. Or at least they're trying to do good and bad things within the confines of the universe. And if you watched the introduction to this video, you know by now that our film today is The Tomorrow War.
All by the title.
Or by the title of the video, of course.
Mm.
I don't know why I try to surprise you in these. It's clearly obvious from the thumbnail and the title of the film I put up at the beginning of the video. But, c'est la vie, I'm stuck in a rut. I'm going to keep doing it. As usual, gentlemen, I must ask you... oh, wait, hang on. No, that's not the first
We've
thing.
missed something.
Yeah, we have. I just realised what it was. Throughout this video, if Ben is the good person and Scott is the bad person, and I'm the sort of neutral observer, we're always represented by someone. So obviously, in this film, with the main action star being Chris Pratt, playing a Chris Pratt type, is obviously the good person, which is why Ben will be personified today by Chris Pratt. Congratulations, Ben.
Thank you.
As the bad, the personification of evil in this particular, in real life and in this universe, is Scott.
Shut up.
It took you.
It took me a while.
It took you a while. He will be represented by the obvious bad guy, the White Spikes, the aliens.
Boo.
Spoiler alert going ahead. Let's not do that thing, gentlemen, where we keep doing spoiler alert. I'm going to do one spoiler alert now, and we're fine for the rest of this episode.
Okie dokie.
The White Spikes are obviously the bad guys, and that's why Scott is. That's why Scott is represented by the White Spikes, and myself as
That's my
the sort
impression.
of. Is that how they sound?
I don't think it was, no.
That doesn't sound right.
Meow.
That's definitely wrong.
There's a cat.
I will be represented as a sort of general overseer and critique.
That's my impression of an
This
octopus.
keeps going
I'm
wrong.
an octopus.
This episode's really off the rails, I do have to say. I will be represented by the character known as Charlie. That's because Charlie in this video is kind of like the everyman. He's not. He goes from the past to the future, so he covers both areas of the film, and he sticks with Chris Pratt pretty much along the way, so he gets to see all the big action sequences, and he's kind of like an ordinary chap in this film. He's not the Chris Pratt ex-soldier kind of character. He doesn't have those skills, but he equips himself well and is very important to the plot. So that's why I'm represented by him today. And now that I've got that bit done, the bit I missed, let's talk about what we think of this film, fellas. What do you think of The Tomorrow War?
Scott, I would like to hear your opinion first.
Have you watched the film?
Yes.
Good.
I think Scott watched it this morning, so you're the
I watched it before that.
you watched it before that.
Yeah, but I just need to refresh my memory.
A little bit about the film actually before we begin, because this is I think this didn't appear at the cinemas. This film.
No, it's just Amazon Prime special.
Yes, it's called a military science fiction action film directed by Chris McKay, written by Zach Dean, and blah 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 blah, produced by blah blah blah, released by Paramount Pictures. But yes, it's an Amazon release. Completely missed the cinemas. I don't know how well it would have done in the cinemas, and it had a quite a big budget, 200 million.
That's just Chris Pratt's salary.
Probably.
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt. There's so many Chris's.
Evans, Hemsworth,
Pine. That's it. That's all the Chris's.
Cruise.
I don't know why I said this so
Chris
much.
Cruise.
There's so many.
So
Chris
Cruise.
Cruise?
I was thinking of Tom
How
Cruise.
dare you?
You say Chris Pratt, I start thinking of Tom Holland, and it goes from there.
But anyway, it's really good. I thought.
It's got a really interesting concept behind it.
Yes, and for a time travel film, it kind of played out fairly well. Because we've all seen it, haven't we? So like the idea is that future generations, I think something like, it looks like it's about I don't know, 30 odd years. Yes, 30 odd years into the future, travel back
2051
to recruit soldiers from the past to fight the war in the future against these aliens, which has somehow risen up on planet Earth and starting to take over. And they're not
crash landed there.
Yes, and they're not smart aliens. They're like beasts. Beast-like aliens.
They're rabid dogs.
Yeah, but they're no smarter than like a smart dog, I guess. They're not.
No,
they don't build anything. They don't have
kinda-
technology.
They're kind of like
No,
those ghoul creatures in the Hunger Games, but worse and more scary.
Yes, I guess so.
But like when the Queen is chained up, like trapped in the facility, and she sees that they've made this cure, and this cure, is it?
Yeah, it was a cure. No, a poison for them all.
A poison, and like knows that they haven't tested it, and then summons
she
her
know?
army. Yeah.
Does she know? I thought she just summoned the army to get her out of the. I was unsure. Like I don't think.
I thought it was like a queen
But
bee
anyway,
sort of
like
thing.
intelligent enough to perhaps make connections, but not intelligent enough to build and like. They're not here to. They're here to conquer like ants.
They're here to hunt.
Conquer places. They just move in, multiply, and then consume everything around them. That's it. Because in it, they actually come from a ship that's been buried on Earth for like thousands, maybe millions of years, and another alien species who are smart and who can build were just chugging them along in space, and then the spaceship crashed, got buried, and then they got released out of that.
Through global warming.
Yes, so there is a sort of interesting global warming message there, but a very precise one. It's all like, because like there's all. Have you read these reports? There's all kind of viruses that are now sort of being released because of the ice cap is melting, and the form usually had contained them, and now they're going to get out. So happy days ahead. So anyway, the future generations come back to recruit soldiers from the past.
2051
to 2022. That's this year.
Yes.
Oh my goodness!
Because
it hasn't.
it hasn't happened yet. Because the football match that is shown is from Qatar. So technically, this film could still come true.
Great. I don't look forward to it.
Wait, so the people from the future made a movie about the future in the past.
In the future, but
that's going to happen. And so, like,
it's like the Back to the Future thing, how they made a film based in the future, but now we've caught up to it, and it's our future is infinitely worse than
pretty
the
much.
one
So this could just be
back.
one massive documentary.
Oh dear, preparing us for the future.
yes. If there's a breakaway in the World Cup, then we'll know.
And presumably to fight this war in 2051 or so, the idea was just to take people from now into there because they were running out of soldiers because the aliens had killed some humans.
Stupid concept.
Or you just said it was an interesting concept.
It is an interesting concept,
but it's also stupid.
But when you get down to the brink of it and the rest of the film,
know. It kind of, like, I guess it kind of shouldn't work because they must have changed the past. But it's kind of clever that the idea is that they only take people into the future if they've died between 2022 and 2051. Because then there's no change. There's not a big change to the timeline. That's interesting.
yeah, but that future had no warning to these creatures. The future could have come down and said, "Oh yeah, by the way, these creatures are coming. Believe me, you've just seen what I can do. Get prepared and stuff. Oh, by the way, if you don't come with me, you won't die. Just some of you might die."
There is a sort of point where why didn't they go back and just said and said just prepare, just like they must have been where did the aliens come from? But apparently there isn't. Like, no one knows where the aliens come from in the future, and they have to figure it out in the past. Which is some nice detective work. I really like. That was in some ways, almost thought the film was over, but that it wasn't. There had to be this bit tacked on. where they actually find the aliens and stop them before they even get out, which did change the timeline, which obviously meant that no one would have to come back into the past from the future because the white spikes wouldn't be there. So there's all kinds of paradox stuff in it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it was there were some bits of the film that was just very predictable. It was like the commander being their daughter. I saw that coming a mile away.
yeah, that did seem pretty much obvious.
It's completely obvious.
But they made it obvious. It was only a reveal for Chris Pratt's character because, like,
I suppose
you
you're
saw
right.
how her face changed when he said his name.
Yes.
Like over the comic, and she was fully aware, and she made it known that she knew who he was.
Yeah. It took a long time. Then perhaps what's really weird is how long it took him to figure it out. I enjoy the film. I haven't really rewatched it. I haven't got into my head to
It's quite a long
rewatch it.
film.
Was it long?
Longer than usual films. About 10 minutes longer than usual films.
Let's see.
Wow,
I'm just
10 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
Incredible.
Actually, it's about 18 minutes longer than a typical film. It's 138 minutes, and that's about probably 15 for credits nowadays.
So 2 hours.
2 hours roughly. But
It's not that long.
But even in a film, yeah. But I'm going to say this: if a film is said is 120 minutes, that's actually 1 hour and 50 minutes and probably credits. That's just the way you factor.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't actually include the credits.
You sure?
Hmm.
I think it does.
Well, we'll have to take this debate somewhere else.
Outside.
Take it outside, fellas.
Have a punch up. We're not doing that. Apparently, though, I'm looking at it, and it's only made £8.1 million from a $200 million budget, which is
8.1.
Yeah, I wonder how they figure that out when everyone just has Oh no, it says 8.1 million over the weekend, but then there's no other. I suppose they can't figure out. How can they figure out?
Office,
yeah, there's no. How can they figure out
So
how
I
much
guess
it made when it's on
It's
a,
on
on a
Prime
pay
Video, right?
Yeah, so
people who bought it and people who
you gotta
watched it
pay
would
for that,
apply.
right?
like this is one of those first films I ever saw on pay per view, because of the pandemic. So I've always wondered are they making the money back for these films?
Yeah.
It's like the Lord of the Rings thing is going to cost them $1 billion. How are they going to make it?
Well,
It's costing them $1 billion.
Yeah, I heard that they invested $1 billion into the Lord of the Rings
My
TV
goodness.
series coming
because I
up.
suppose everyone's Prime subscription and stuff is all split up, sort of.
But how do they figure it? How do they work it out? You
Lots of
know,
it.
like.
Do they earn
Amazon's a
money by watch
multi-billion
time,
dollar
like,
company.
like YouTube?
But they have to get money from it. Like, I don't think there's any sponsorship deals for Lord of the Rings. I don't think someone's going to drink a Pepsi or drive off in an Audi in that one. And there's obviously product placement in the Tomorrow War.
Or is it like ad breaks?
Yeah, no, there were no ad breaks on when you watch it on Amazon. It's not if you've got the right account. But that's probably how they pay for it. Oh well, yeah, any car, any watch they happen to show, like TVs, things, laptops,
Like,
everything is product
Like
placement.
how Apple have got a deal where no villain in a movie can use their product, an Apple
Really?
phone. Yeah, no, there's no villain allowed to use an Apple thing, which is how you can tell who the villain is.
Interesting. Does that mean what happens when I see like a villain using a Samsung? Does that mean that Apple will pay them to give that guy a Samsung, please?
Samsungs are evil people.
But what if the bad guy's really cool and people go, yeah, I'll look as cool as that guy if I use an Apple Watch.
No, they all know they use Google Pixels.
Yeah, that's true. We're not sponsored by any of these companies. We've name dropped them 3 times, but
Other sponsors are available.
well done, Scott. Reclaim
Suck it.
I mean, suck it.
We told you to do that. Ben was pointing, going, like, "Come on! I laid it up for you. Knock it out the park," and you finally got there. Other sponsors are available, and you
You
can.
know, I think you should do that again.
I'm just repeating.
It wasn't very good.
Bang!
There's a theme for this episode. This is interesting.
Yeah. Almost like it was scripted.
But it's
But it's
definitely not.
No, it's not.
No, we can.
What's that on the table, by the way?
Nothing. There's not a script.
Oh, that
It's
was
like a post-it
that
note.
was a
It doesn't
pathetic
work.
piece of paper.
Should I do that again? I'll get a larger piece of paper. Give
No,
me
the joke's run its course now.
Oh, okay, fine. Should we do that again?
It's no longer funny.
Okay, I'm sure it will come back into vogue.
Ben, what did you think of the film?
Yeah, I haven't heard
What
all.
did I think of the film? What did I not think of the film? Is a question.
That's
that
a
I should-
no,
I
but
can't
that's
stand
a
people
big
when they do
answer. I didn't think it had Samuel L. Jackson in it. I didn't think that.
That's true, it did have Samuel L. Jackson in it.
No, it didn't.
I would have thought he stuck his nose in this franchise by now.
It's not a franchise. It's a standalone movie.
Yeah. Oh no. Actually, hang on. Now that I'm thinking about it,
Has it got a sequel?
I'm
The
just
Yesterday
on the
War.
There
Wikipedia.
is no way that it has a sequel planned.
I suppose it can't because. Oh no, I'm wrong. We're both wrong. We're
Is
all
it
wrong.
a prequel or
On the
something?
8th of July 2021, it was reported that Skydance and Amazon are in discussions to produce a sequel due to the film's success.
The Yesterday War.
Some people come from the past and say, "Can you come back and start this war for us?" The Yesterday War. Chris Pratt has to fight in World War II or something.
Or maybe it's like told from the perspective of tomorrow, and it's that they get so like. You know how the Tomorrow War is based on the present day people going to the future?
Yes.
It's the future people going back.
So you
to
could call it
past
the
or
Yesterday War,
Yeah.
and or the Right Now War.
something. The Mantonov War.
Is there any other time of day that you could give it?
Today.
Like, the Today War.
The Monday War.
The Monday War. The Afternoon Tea War. No.
The Elevensies War.
The Elevensies. Second Breakfast War.
Today, yesterday, tomorrow. I think those
Yes,
are the only ones you
yeah.
could use.
Yesterday, tomorrow.
The Forever War.
The Forever War. Yeah.
If you've got any ideas, put them down in the comments.
Yeah, please do.
And I shall read them intently.
Intently. We will read them this time. Although I do read them obsessively. There's so few, it's so easy. I wish there were more.
So please do comment.
Yeah, please do.
Spam us.
Don't spam me because then I have to
Not
read
you.
them.
Because you don't have a channel.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true.
You're hired. And we pay you in...
Tangent control.
We pay you in mini eggs, which is like one, by the way.
Sure.
We're not sponsored by mini eggs either.
Other mini eggs are available.
Oh, no, there isn't.
That's right. Galaxy do mini eggs.
Yeah, but they're not called mini eggs.
I don't care.
Anyway.
They're mini and they're eggs.
As you just said.
Other eggs are available.
Other eggs are available, yes, that's true. So,
Turkey, chicken.
turns out there's going to be a sequel. That means it must have been quite
Ostrich.
popular. Actually, I wonder if there was a rating.
Duck.
Oh, shut up.
Critical response, 53% on Rotten Tomatoes, based on 201 reviews.
Not great.
That isn't great, but I didn't think it was. I didn't think it
man.
was that bad.
No,
It's
I
kind of like
thought
a
it
good-
was good, but I didn't.
I thought
like,
it was a good B movie. That's what I thought.
a good B movie.
Yeah, not with bees, but there's you know how B movie is kind of like an almost
Yeah,
out there
yeah.
sci-fi concept.
Yeah, it's kind of like
But this was a good version of that.
yeah,
Like a bad good B movie is like
a C movie.
what's it called? Jurassic Shark. That's a terrible. No, it's a good terrible B movie.
Or like Jaws 2.
But like Deep Blue Sea is a sort of well made bad B movie.
I'm sorry. All I can think of is the B movie. The
One
actual
with-
B movie.
yeah.
Yeah, we already
let's
moved
not.
on from this, Scott.
Did we?
We're not-
Keep up.
We will never do the B movie. I never want to do that. No, it's crazy.
Unless you guys ask for it specifically.
We love
Yes,
jazz.
you have to subscribe first and get our subscribers up to 1 million, and then
1 million.
if we get 1 million subscribers on this channel, I'll say this now, and I'll have to be reminded in about 50 years when we finally make it to 1 million subscribers, we will do the B movie
Tangent control.
if we're all alive. But I like the film. It was I enjoyed watching it. I wasn't put off by it. I liked all the characters. I don't think there was a single character that annoyed me.
I feel like J.K. Simmons kind of looked like a realistic Popeye.
How do you say that? Yes, I could see him as Popeye. That would be brilliant.
Make that movie.
That would make that movie indeed.
And we'll do a video on that.
At 100,000.
At 100,000 subscribers, we will make a video about a non-existent film starring J.K. Simmons as Popeye. That's out there, but let's make it happen.
Tangent control.
Indeed, sorry.
What movie were we talking about?
I was talking about how there wasn't a single character that annoyed me in this film. And the concept, one of my favourite characters, other than Charlie, who I'm represented by today, was the other character. I'm just trying to find it because this list on Wikipedia is terrible.
The Wikipedias are available.
No, it's not him. Who is it?
Bing.
See,
Google.
it's very odd. It doesn't even.
Go on Google.
Yahoo!
Oh no, here we are.
I forget about you.
It was played by actor Edwin Hodge.
Who?
He seemed like a really new to the scene.
Hodge.
He was He was the cancer-stricken draftee who was
he was very good.
who had continually gone into the future. And what I really liked about his character was just about I liked his stoic nature and how he'd become like the go-to guy, the one who has experienced and knew his stuff, but was also a normal guy as well. You could imagine it being, if you survived your first time, and you figured out that you were actually going to die before 2051, you'd probably keep going back just to bring meaning to your life. And I just liked his character.
Was that the guy with the cancer?
Yeah. And spoiler alert.
With the shotgun. Oi! You said we can't do that.
I know, sorry, but I had to say it now. It dies at the end, quite heroically, on the spaceship.
No, they all die, don't they?
No, I'm pretty sure Chris Pratt,
Charlie
Charlie played by Sam Richardson, died.
Simmons.
J.K. Simmons never dies. I don't think I've ever seen J.K. Simmons die in any film.
Probably,
And I think it's impossible.
it's probably paid too much.
He's in a lot of films where he makes teenagers' lives hell.
Spider-Man 4, J.K. Simmons dies.
Yeah. What?
Oh my goodness! I just realised it's
No, he
J.K.
can't.
Simmons.
No, he can't.
Oh.
That's impossible. Anyway, it's yeah, like I said,
Spoiler alert if that comes true.
it's a good B movie. I wasn't really impressed though by I wasn't impressed though by the white spikes. Like I could something seemed fairly unoriginal about them.
Yeah.
Except for the tails that shoot
Yeah,
white spikes.
they just seem just fairly generic.
Yeah, I don't know
I feel
how
like
you
I've
do it
felt
differently.
I've felt them. I've seen them somewhere before.
The day after tomorrow, another film with tomorrow in its title. The mimics look excellent in that. They're so different to what I've previously seen from Aliens. But yeah, the white side seemed, as you say, Scott, fairly generic. Scary enough, I suppose. I don't like the idea that a beast could maul me to death and also shoot a spike in at me. That's two things I don't like.
Being mauled and being impaled.
Yep, I don't like those. Call me crazy, but they do not appeal whatsoever. But there we go. What would you give it out of 10 yourself?
We've ever done this before.
No, we haven't. This is a new idea. I thought just right now.
Just now on the spot.
Definitely wasn't on a script.
What about that auto cue up there?
You think we've got the money for an auto cue?
There's one up there. I see it.
Yeah, but
there is.
Yes, but that has no moving parts to speak of and no electronics whatsoever.
We need to get that
Out of
fixed for
10,
next
I'll
episode.
I'll give it probably about a 7.5.
7.5.
Give it a solid 7.
Yeah, I could go for 7.6 just to.
Not the best
It's
movie
slightly
I've
different.
seen. Not the worst movie I've seen.
No. And here's something I said at the beginning that's perhaps insulting to Chris Pratt. I said he was playing a Chris Pratt type. Is he just Chris Pratt in this, or does he feel
Great,
different?
and now just lost Chris Pratt as a viewer.
And I think we just gained him. Well done, Chris Pratt, for all those films that you're starring in, and every other film from now on that you apparently will star in.
Like in Mario.
Like in Mario. Good luck with that, sir.
That's a terrible film.
It's only the tangent control. It hasn't even been made yet. But
It's gonna be a terrible film.
one of the things about Chris Pratt is that the first time I've ever seen him was in Guardians of the Galaxy, and there is occasion, there's occasion to let yourself typecast an actor the first time you see him.
Well, no. To be fair,
He was
in Parks and
Andy
Rec first,
in
Oh,
Parks
yeah.
and Recreation
but
first.
I saw Guardians of the Galaxy first.
I saw Guardians of the Galaxy first, I think,
Yeah.
and then I saw.
But they are
Guardians.
two very similar characters, Andy and.
No, they're
Yeah.
not.
Well,
They've
they
got
both
similar
got a sort of
attitude.
silliness.
They're played by the
stupidity.
same people.
But Quill is obviously certainly
A
like
lot
cleverer,
smarter.
but than Andy Dwyer. But they're still doing these sort of crazy antics,
Goofy things and
yes, and
moronic.
yeah, they're definitely doing moronic things. But then again, Jurassic Park, Passengers, and now this
The Lego
film,
movie.
The Lego Movie. Oh yeah,
Everything is. I'm not going to finish that
I forgot
because
about
we've
the Lego
got
Movie.
strike.
That's probably my favourite Chris Pratt movie.
He is moving away from the sort of Andy Dwyer into like being able to think. He can do any serious role to some extent. And I didn't mind him in this, but I don't know. Sometimes I really don't like it when one actor keeps appearing so quickly in every other film, and that they should actually give him a break or move.
Andrew Garfield.
Well, he wasn't in.
He's in everything now.
No,
Name 5 movies with him in.
I shall not do that because I can only name 2.
I can name 3. And they're real easy. And
What's
they're
the
3
other one?
Spider-Man films.
He wasn't in recently.
No. Oh,
8 years ago, I was
nah,
about
the
5
question,
when
the
they
question
came
was
out.
not recently. The question was name 5 films that Andrew Garfield has
Oh,
been
then I can do that easy.
in. Go on then.
Tick Tick Boom, Spider-Man No Way Home, both Amazing Spider-Man.
Okay. One more. Would
He
you like
was
some
in-
help?
No.
No, he was in an episode of Doctor Who, which is
Oh,
basically
well
a film.
done. That's
Episodes don't
ridiculous.
count.
No, they don't
Then
count.
what was another one?
He was in Doctor Who.
Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah,
Hacksaw Ridge. I love that,
was
film.
the
How
other
did I
one
forget
that I was
Hacksaw Ridge?
thinking of.
Yes, in Doctor
The
Who.
Facebook
But
movie as well.
it seems to me that one of the things that I worry about, because this happened with another actor I quite liked, was Sam Worthington, and he was in Avatar, and he just kept appearing in like
Never seen
multiple
Avatar.
films really quickly in a dense period of time. And ever since Avatar, he sort of disappeared, which I didn't think was right because he was. I quite liked him as an actor, and I don't want this to happen to actor and actresses, like when they just keep getting film role after film role after film role because they're the in thing, and then they kind of Hollywood loses touch with them, even though they had an enormous talent. Like,
Unless your name is Samuel L. Jackson, he seems to just play Samuel L. Jackson in every film.
but there's a sizable gap between Samuel L. Jackson films. Samuel L. Jackson films. I think.
Jurassic Park is well. I'm just trying to think when he has had a gap in his career.
No, I don't think Chris Pratt has.
No, not Chris Pratt.
Samuel L. Jackson, keep up, man.
Yeah, he's had like what was the last film you saw him in?
Uh,
Last thing I saw him was The Hitman's
Avengers.
Bodyguard.
No,
Yeah, but that's
Spider-Man
so
Far From Home.
briefly as to be like not there.
Spider-Man Far From Home.
Again, briefly.
No, he wasn't. He was a main character in the film.
RoboCop.
Okay. Have we gone off tangent control?
Tangent
And
control.
mostly because
RoboCop.
I'm losing this argument. Okay, my point was,
What were you talking about?
I was talking about how I like that Chris Pratt is getting away from the funny moronic Andy Dwyer to a more serious, and you can take him more seriously. But I don't want him. I don't know.
You want him
I
to
didn't-
take a break
I want
every
to
once in a
I just
while.
want to give it a break and have a project in mind so that like it's just don't burn out is my point. Don't burn out an actor or an actress so soon. Like I was always worried this would happen to. Is it Zoe? Who plays Gamora? Is it Zendaya? Am I saying that?
Zoe Sal and
That's not good enough.
you know who
Zoe
you are.
Sendai.
No, but I need to get it right because otherwise it's Saldana. Sorry, that's how you say it. I apologise if she's watching. Do you think Chris Pratt and Zoe? No, I don't. think so. But either way,
Yeah, the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Get in
have got
touch.
she
You
was
don't have a
in-
guest star one.
she was in thing after thing after thing, and she's I love her as an actress, and I don't want her to go anywhere. And like, there's like, it just happens to actresses I've seen in the past, and you don't want it to happen. I don't want it to happen to Chris Pratt, even though he seems to be landing film role after film role all the time, and like, give him a break, and let us just get away from the Andy Dwyer role and think of him as a different role as well. It's like Jennifer Lawrence that we always think of her as Katniss, but she's got acting chops and lots of other things. So
Has she?
yeah, I think so. Controversial opinion. Controversial opinion, or was it? Were you just saying that just to be controversial?
Who knows?
Who knows? But our general reflections are good film.
Yes.
It took a long while to get to that conclusion.
Yes, 7.5 from the What If crew, averaging out.
Is that an average?
No,
No.
You're what 7? You're 7.6. It's got to be about 7.4 is the average.
Okay, 7.4 is the average.
7.3, I think.
I didn't do maths.
Neither did I.
Actually, no, 7.4 because it would be closer to your two scores.
7.35.
That's not in the comments.
Give your opinion. Tell us how to work out averages in the comments. Anyway, so it's time to throw you guys into the universe. As a virtual.
I don't know that universe. I prefer not to.
Tough luck. I guess we will start with Scott first.
Nope.
The bad guy.
Nope.
I think it's best to get this out of the way, Scott.
No, because I've got no.
Okay, you have roughly 10 minutes to figure one while we go back to Ben.
Whoa.
And so, Ben, you're the good guy.
By virtue of a coin toss, Scott wins. Scott goes first.
I didn't do a coin toss. He's making that up. That was your
Oh,
phone.
you're Scott.
Ben, help us out. You're the good person in tomorrow. The first scene, presumably, is when they're watching the ball game. No, the
ball
football.
game.
Well, I'm correct. It's not a. By saying ball game, I'm kind of implying
That
it's
knows
baseball,
nothing.
but football has a ball in it, so I am technically correct. So in the beginning of that football game,
Or
set
soccer, if you're an American fellow.
indeed, set in Qatar, I think you mentioned before.
Yep.
That's kind of the first scene. That's where I can throw you in. What are you going to do to make this universe better?
So basically, my plan is relatively quick.
Yes.
I'm gonna go to Chris Pratt's dad, J.K. Simmons.
Yes.
And I am going to ask him if he wants to help destroy an alien race.
And he's going to go, what's he going to say?
He's going to be like, heck yeah.
You sure?
You've got no evidence for this.
Yeah, you got no evidence for this. Although I suppose you kind of do. If you wait like 5 minutes, then the Tomorrow War thing, they come back and explain the time travel thing, and then you go, hey JK,
Yes.
hey buddy. Yes, I got it in. Hey buddy, I know exactly where these aliens come from, and we should go deal with it. Yeah, I'm hiring you to take me so I can go deal with it.
Yeah, so like,
Where
but
do
I
you
want
want to acquire this money?
Well,
I go in with a little bit of money anyway.
Is that enough to hire JK?
Yes.
And he's playing his.
He's an old man.
That's it. No, I don't think it's enough.
All right,
Could you make money? It's quite really quickly at the beginning to afford JK.
I'm gonna bet that the World Cup gets stopped midway through.
You've done a fortune.
No, you could say that. You go to a betting shop and go, I bet that that match will not finish. That there'll be something will happen and it won't finish. And he goes, that's really unlikely. You can bet £100 on whatever on it and probably make a fair bit of money because the betting goes, that's not going to happen. You could probably be even very, very precise and say, I bet that a time portal will open in the middle of the Qatar World Cup and they'll stop the game. And he goes, that's very specific. Still, you're going to take my bet or no? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so you've made some money off betting that ridiculousness.
Now, I've got a relatively small window in which to get over there. In Russia, is it?
It's in Russia.
Yeah. See. That's Spanish. To head over to Russia and destroy them before, the recruits get sent into the future and some of them die. So I've got quite a small. So
you're not going on your own.
Sorry.
You're not going on your own.
Yeah.
Okay. So just you and J.K. Simmons. He lands the plane, drops you off, says, "Wait here. I'll be back in some hours."
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's because and so I head into the ship. I bring some bombs, place them around.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the Wikipedia right now, and it says here that they kill some white spikes using this poison that they get from the future, and then that wakes all the others up. But if you're just sneaking around the ship planting bombs,
that's such a pointless thing, isn't it? I'm going to poison all of them and you just blow them up.
Yeah, I didn't understand that part. Unless they're quite durable, I don't think they are. I don't think they're particularly. They're durable against bullets. I don't think they're durable because they blow them up anyway in the film. So you go down into the ship,
place them around
take some time, whistling while I work,
Dooby-doo.
laying the bomb on the alien ship.
Please don't wake up, thank you.
Go to sleep. Stay asleep. Stay asleep.
I'm going to add a scene where one of the white spikes wakes up and you cradle it singing that song. And
Stay asleep, little devil.
Good.
Okay, so I've got the bombs planted and I head over to the plane, start flying away, and
boom. That's it.
Sound effects.
That's it. You've solved everything basically.
And then I'll go to the base and be like, "Don't worry about it. It's fine. I blew them up."
Go look here, and you'll find a giant crater and alien bodies. Yeah. And you got to make sure you put a bomb on the Queen because in the film, the Queen gets is the one who escapes, and they have to track them across that snowy tundra and kill it. Good scene at the end. You have to put it right on her forehead, because she can't survive because she's the one who controls the war and has.
In her mouth.
Go to sleep. Open the mouth, shove the C4 in, or whatever it is, and then
please don't close your mouth. Please don't. Thank you.
So, yeah, I mean, one of the things about this time travel film is, of course, that solved everything, but everyone in the future, presumably, it seems like there's two timelines, and there's still the one where everyone died in the future, and but who knows?
Well, unfortunately, that's already happened, and I can't do nothing about that.
That's true. But should we think of, is there any possibility that you could help the people in the future?
Well, we've got to stretch this episode out to an hour somehow, so we better think of it.
We've got
Or
5
we
minutes
just
left
do
of
a
this
short
particular section.
episode.
We could do a short episode, but I kind of want to. Your
So
plan
I
is
create
sound.
a new time travel machine that goes back in time.
Slight problem.
In
You
the
don't-
future. So
you-
I go to the future
How
and
do
then go
you
back in
build-
time in that future.
No,
Ben,
that doesn't work.
Tell me the physics
doesn't
of a
work.
time travel.
No work.
Why
no
doesn't it
work?
work anyway?
Because in the film, it's explained that time moves like a river. So you're travelling at the same speed. So when you move on 5 years, that moves on 5 years.
Yeah, so I start swimming backwards.
You don't just can't swim in time
Okay.
travel. What if you have some in time
Tell
travel?
me you don't have a degree in physics, so you can't build if the film had given you the method for building it, then and you remembered it, then you could, but you don't.
So I'm going to use concentrated dark matter.
And how do you build that, Ben?
Where does one
No,
acquire concentrated dark matter?
Dark matter is what creates like space, and like that is what dark matter is. It's what like space is, and so you use
You stopped because
You're right there.
That's fine.
Yeah. So if you can extract the dark matter with a specific kind of
You paying attention, everyone?
I'm lost.
you know what? Go watch Film Theory's Rick and Morty video on creating dimensional portals, and that
Other
will
dimensional
explain it.
portals
You
are
can't.
available.
You don't know how to do that.
No, but MatPat does.
No, but the people do tomorrow or don't. You can't build a time machine. You don't know how.
So,
What? So
movie magic.
did anyone see?
I acquire a TARDIS.
I suppose. No, stop this, guys. This is you're way out of the bounds of the movie universe now.
Yeah, I buy Doctor Who.
Let's think about this. There's no way for you to recreate the poison before going into the future.
I
because you don't
go
know-
into the quantum realm.
because you don't know. You don't know. But I'm gonna skip that. You don't know the formula, so you can't take the poison into the future to save everyone. You don't know any tactics because the film doesn't show you the war as it progresses before Chris Pratt goes into the future. So
And somehow magically falls into a swimming pool.
yes, that was convenient.
Stands a little to the left in that thing, you're dead.
Exactly. That's because they drop off.
That's the sound of
time
them making
portal.
splat all over the pavement.
So there is no way to help the future really.
No,
No, the future's doomed.
The future is doomed. There's literally no
'Cause
way
you
to
can't
help
jump.
unless we destroy the raft that is the
What?
river analogy. That it's two rafts that move at the same pace. We
It's just-
destroy the.
No, it's just
future
an
raft.
analogy. There is no raft. It's I don't know. There's no way to there's no way to help the future. But if you watched the film and remembered everything about it, then and if you can think of a way to save the future, which works within the parameters of What If, where if you know the chemical composition of the poison because you saw it on a screen and
Pretty
then,
sure we do see it on the screen.
yeah, but
Apologies,
do you
I'm
know
not
what it
from-
means?
Not a clue.
There, so therefore you can't reproduce the poison if you.
But there is a
break what you-
biologist there with me.
Yeah, but they need the Queen to figure that out. Although do you know what you could do? You could save that base of humans by going with them into the future and going, we've got a Queen over here. It goes, knock it out. Like, put a sledgehammer to its head. Just knock it out. I know you need it alive, but just make sure it's not communicating. Do that. Do something to stop it from summoning the Horde, and then that would save some humans.
Or just
It'd save Chris Pratt's daughter.
nuke
in
it
that
all.
film.
The world's doomed anyway, so just nuke it.
That's that. Okay, well, I think considering what you just said, we're moving into the evil plan.
What's your plans?
Yes.
Bill?
Okay. So well
In
done,
terms-
Ben. You have saved the future,
Thank you.
and you were able to do it within the confines of the rules of this game.
Oh,
Yes.
last thing to add to my plan.
Yes.
I need to reunite him with his dad and convince him to be a better father.
How are you going to do that?
Therapy.
Well, I suppose you could pay for therapy now.
I've got loads of money from my winnings of the World Cup. I'm going to put them in family therapy.
That works. That's good. And you could give some to Chris Pratt so his job, so he could stay with his family, because he was looking for a job at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. So problem solved. Now everything is clear. You're evil. You know
Evil.
what happens. How are you going to exploit this entire universe?
By killing off Chris Pratt.
How does what?
Whoa.
This week, hang on. I want to make this count. He's called Dan Forrester in this. So Dan. Let's
No,
stop.
he's got a first name. His
No, it's
Dan is
Dan.
his middle name.
What? Are you sure? No, it
Yeah.
says here Dan.
No, Dan is his middle name. I watched
No,
the film
it-
about
it-
24
it
hours
does-
Oh no,
ago.
James Daniel
So-
Dan Forrester Jr. That's a name.
I would like the record corrected, please.
Let's go with James. So you
Well,
want
he's
Jimmy.
called
Jimmy.
Dan in the film.
Oh, for crying out loud, Dan. Then Chris Pratt's dad. Your thing is just to kill him.
Sure.
Why?
Because he's the main character.
It's just no other reason.
Or maybe I could kill his daughter as well. Than Welsh.
Okay, this is getting out of hand.
Is it? He went on a rampage
No,
a
but-
few episodes ago, just killing his family.
Yeah, but you need to justify your your evil.
Well, yeah.
Do you want the aliens to win? Is that that's what you want?
Yeah, because
Are you working for the aliens in this? Like, I've thrown you into the universe and you go, you know, I kind of like these white spikes, so I'm going to make sure humans.
Well, no,
lose.
I want one as a pet.
Well, Chris Pratt.
Ah, my face!
Well, Chris Pratt gets.
Ouch! That's my hand.
That's a spike in my chest.
Well, Chris Pratt wants all the glory. I want
Down.
the glory.
So you're. Okay, so
I do not believe for a second that you could do what Chris Pratt does.
yeah,
every
in that film, like
You're-
for one thing, you have to make sure you don't land in midair and fall to your death.
Well, I've
You're-
got to stand where he stands.
So if you
You're
stand
saying-
really, so first you have to get yourself into his unit, and you have to stand like he's there going, "Why are you so close?" He goes, "No reason, just ignore me." Can I scoot a little bit closer, thank you? And then you'll hear you going, "Now was I supposed to be on the left or the right?"
Yes.
I'll go with the left, and then thank goodness I fell in the pool.
Or just get a piggyback from Chris Pratt.
So at the last second, you jump on his back.
Yeah.
Don't mind me. So then you're both saved.
Yeah.
And now what are you gonna do? First off, you have to survive that entire encounter.
Also, are we also assuming that you die in the time between now
That's a
and then?
good point.
That's a good point.
Did you die? Oh no, you didn't go into the future, did you?
No.
Yeah, so that's a good point. You might not even be able to go into the future
That's
if
true.
you're not someone.
So how can I?
You could give yourself a terminal disease that you know will hurt you in 5 years. No, wait, that doesn't work because then you'll just die anyway in 5 years' time. Now, you might. There's no guarantee that you're going to the future.
That's true.
So you need two
I
plans.
go to Russia with a blowtorch.
Okay.
I melt all the ice.
Yes.
They
You're
come up,
releasing
everyone
the
dies.
aliens
Yes.
ahead of schedule.
I come up, everyone dies.
You're just gonna wipe. You're comfortable wiping out the human race.
Sure. And I build.
Do you know? There is an alternative plan, Scott.
What is that plan?
You could do what Ben did, and then just take all the glory.
It's true.
You could go you could wait for the World Cup to happen. You could bet on it the same way Ben does and get some money, and then you could.
I build a rocket ship.
Do you know
You
how to
don't know
build a
how
rocket
to
ship?
build a rocket ship.
NASA does.
If
What are they going to do? They let you on it
I buy SpaceX.
with the money you made from
Sure.
them. I'm pretty sure that's impossible as well.
Why?
I don't think any gambling institution will have the money on hand to give you enough to buy SpaceX.
That's true.
So your plan was to escape into space via the White Spikes.
Yeah.
All alone on a spaceship, hurtling around the Earth with no food.
I'll do what the Martian did.
You go to Mars.
Yeah.
Do you know how to grow
No,
plants?
not a
No,
clue.
This plan's failed down.
Yeah.
Look, just
I
just
came here
go
with no plan.
go to Siberia in Russia, blow up the ship like Ben did, and then say, by the way, I figured it out.
That's true.
And so I'm the hero now, and then you just live off the praise for the rest of your life.
That's true. I'll do that then.
Could he take advantage of anything if he went to the future? Let's say that he is one of those people. He'd obviously have to get a piggyback with Chris Pratt to ensure his survival, or any of the other characters actually. If he got on Charlie's back and Dorian's back, he would also survive, or just stand close.
There's
to
not
them.
really a lot you could do bad that would make you survive.
In the future, you could be the one who, since you know, if you could remember every action sequence, you could be the real hero. You're first to shoot the one.
You could just trip over Chris Pratt. Oh, sorry, mate.
Sorry, mate.
Quick,
And
quick,
he's
quick.
gone. He's out of the picture, and then you're the hero. He goes, I'm the one who got the poison. I'm the real hero now. And then you're the one who says to them, just look, knock out that queen. It's probably best that she don't be awake. She could be communicating with the others. So then you're a smart hero. The future gets saved. You go back in time with the poison. Everything's good.
It's really quite difficult to come up with something bad that means everyone doesn't die, but you need to come out on top.
Well, you can take out as many people as you want as the bad person, but it's how you come out on top in this scenario of this particular film. If you know time travel, I suppose if you go to the future.
Look at me, I'm king.
Although, if you travel into the future, the best thing to do is also take like a USB stick and download some tech
That's true.
and any knowledge of any future gambling events and historical
Yes.
events that happen in
And
2022.
And the time machine.
If you could take the specs back for the time machine, you're like the inventor. You're going to be making money, mint, and you can finally buy SpaceX.
I create my own company, Space Y.
Space Y. Space Y. That sounds worse. Spacey.
Spacey.
That's what it like.
We're going to
SpaceX.
Spacey.
SpaceX versus Space Y. Spacey.
Space.
Space Z.
Space Z.
Or T, space T.
I don't know.
Nah, that doesn't
I'll
work.
stick with space. Space Y.
Space Y or spacey.
Then you just
Space Scott.
Space S.
So there you go. That's how you take advantage of the tomorrow. Well, it's basically the same plan, but it's just one good pilot just lets it go.
I'm
and
downloading more data.
helps a family with therapy, and you just take advantage of all the future tech you could have got. And it's 50 years into the future, and they still haven't got laser weapons. So it's like for shame.
I know.
And
What would you do, Mark? We need to stretch it out to an hour somehow.
No, we don't need to stretch it out.
We don't, but we have got a few minutes for me to say something. What would I do? Well, the thing is, I know that everything turns out all right. I don't have to do anything.
That's such a pathetic answer.
But it's true. There's nothing I need to solve for myself. Although somehow I have to make sure that I'm not someone who will die. Otherwise, I will be drafted.
That's true.
So
You just stick next to Chris Pratt.
Yeah, I know, but the
Provide
thing is,
some comic relief and you'll be fine.
No, but there's no guarantee that I survive once I'm in the future. It's because all those other people just go. Like, I mean, yes, I could stick really close to Chris Pratt, but that probably means I'm going to get a spike in the head because I just happen to be I'm the meat shield for Chris Pratt in that scenario. So it's very difficult. Like if I'm getting drafted, then like there's a 50-50. I guess there's a 50-50 chance I'll be drafted if I'm going to die within that time. So
it's quite scary to think that.
Although, hang on, I just realised something. Do you know how like they're only picking people who will be alive by the time the war starts?
Dead.
Don't they all? Yeah, but doesn't every human being on Earth pretty much die at the course of the war? So
That's true. They're all dead.
Or is it before the
isn't
start
everyone
of the
dead?
war?
But
No, they join halfway through the war.
But yeah, and also if your that river analogy is true, at a certain point, everyone is dead. So why is that a plot hole? Have I just discovered a plot hole?
Yes.
That if you think about it, because the war's already started, and because they're at the point of the war where basically almost every human is dead from the spies because it's post-apocalyptic, although that city they go to is completely empty and everyone's dead, then that must mean that everyone, like, why are they should be drafting everyone because everyone's dead.
That's true.
That's stupid.
Take that, Chris Pratt.
Maybe it's people.
I mean, I don't care. I still enjoyed the film.
Yeah. Maybe it's people that could fight and will be dead.
But if you think about it, not everyone who takes part in that mission could fight. Some of them were just random people plucked from their normal everyday jobs. But either way, if you ask me what I would do, if let's say I'm dead in the middle, then the best thing I could do is just like, I'll make a bet here and there, like bend it. But then I don't have to do anything. I just have to try and stay out the draft somehow, like disappear into the wilderness so they can't get me.
Cut off your forearm.
They just do the other forearm.
Do they do that?
They can do it on both forearms. This is
Cut off
DNA.
that one as well.
And then I'm armless and harmless. No, sorry.
Oh, I hate it.
But there, I don't want to live my life with no arms. Then I just use my leg. And if you suggest chopping off the legs as well, we're not. No, it's not a
Just
way.
a torso.
It's just DNA. That's all they want.
Yeah, but they wouldn't draft like people that can't hold a gun.
Oh, that's a good point. So yeah, I could take off one arm and then I won't be drafted.
Or cut off your fingers.
I don't know what I would. I don't think I'd want a hand with no fingers. I think I'd rather take the hand off and then get one of those mechanical ones. It's a strange.
Yeah.
That's just a quirk I have. But yeah, that's what I would do. There we go.
Interesting.
Like that's what we would do if we entered the Tomorrow War.
The least dramatic episode I think we've had.
Yeah.
Except for the beginning.
Although I will say this, by the end of the film, when Chris Pratt and J.K. Simmons does all that stuff, when you think about it, huge amounts of people on planet Earth are just dead.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because they sent so many into the future that all failed constantly. So few came back that, like, it's almost like Thanos had snapped the Infinity Gauntlet, and so you're kind of living in a post-apocalyptic.
It's weird that they
anyway.
don't address that.
Yeah, maybe that's what number 2 will address in the next day.
Perfectly balanced.
The next day war, the day after tomorrow war, sometime next
Tomorrow
week.
never
war.
comes war.
Maybe it's about like how the world got on with it. There's probably just another white spike somewhere that can get caught and I have to do it all over again.
It'll be orange spikes.
Orange spikes. Every colour of the rainbow spikes. That'd be a very colourful film. It'd be weird, but it'd be very colourful. But yeah, Well done, chaps. Ben's right. It doesn't have to stretch to an hour. We can speak really slowly from now on, but I don't.
We're just going to be.
What is the what if question of this episode?
Oh, that's a good question. That's what we haven't actually left time for. So the what if question is: what if people came from the past to the future to recruit someone?
You mean came from the future to the past?
Yeah, future to the past to recruit people for war in the future. That's basically the question. And because I'm only just thinking about this now, I haven't got a different answer for it.
Failure to prepare is prepare to fail, or whatever it is.
I don't know. Like, what could you?
It's quite a unique concept that you can't really do much else with because
it is unique, actually.
The only way that you could potentially change it is maybe like.
Oh no! There's a global warming message, isn't there? As you said, there is the sort of. It's almost like the future younger generations. Yeah, because it's the future younger generations having to put up with the mess of the mess of the past. Because by doing global warming, that's what released these aliens and caused all the problems in the first place. So there is that message in it. So maybe the what if question is: what if people came to fight a war? What if the message could be? What if the message was different?
Bless you.
Thank you. What? I didn't say anything.
I thought about to sneeze.
Oh, sorry.
I'll sneeze for. Achoo!
No, it's not going to work. I'll just cut the sneeze out anyway, so you look like an idiot. I apologise. That's unfair of me. No, I can't think of a different answer to the what if question, really. What if? Or maybe you could do like someone trying to take advantage of the time travel, or like you could do the same concept, but rather than it being aliens, it's humans versus humans. So now let's say it's the US versus Russia.
So no.
Too political?
Yeah.
Okay, let's say it's the US versus someone else.
Sure.
Because they're always at war with someone else.
England versus France.
Okay, whatever.
Yes.
Let's say that there's some faction on Earth versus another faction on Earth, and one faction comes back in time to recruit people, and they like give a spiel that they're the good guys, and that's why they need the recruits from the past to win against the evil XY group. Fascists, who cares? Most likely fascists, but there we go. And then the war changes when the other side come back and try to recruit as well. And so now it's about both sides who are both human in the future trying to recruit from the past. And it's about what do we decide in the past? Who do we fight for? And we hear both sides of the causes. And maybe that cause...
kind of like a video game where you choose your path. And it's
that sounds cool.
Choose your character.
I like the idea of it. Maybe, and maybe the crux of the film is what do we now decide to support? And in a sense, that might even echo the global warming, climate change narrative, because it's like there's two outcomes, and which one do we want now? And we have to make a decision now what to do to end up there. There you go. Thank you.
That could work.
What do you think, Ben?
I think that's a good, sound idea.
Do that for the Tomorrow War 2. Don't forget, don't do white spikes. The time travel technology is used in a slightly different way, in the way I've described. That two human factions who are at war come back to recruit from the present, and we have to decide what outcome we want to win and who do we go for. And that, of course, then changes. Like, let's say we side with one team, then the other team starts sending bombs back to destroy us now, so that they can't possibly recruit, things like that, and it becomes an even bigger conflict. There you go. Thank you, Scott. We've got a good idea, and we've got 5 minutes left for what we always
Make
do.
the Popeye movie.
Yes. Actually,
and
do
get us to 1 million subscribers so we can do the B movie.
Well, no, I was about to say please don't, but yeah, very well. If you can get us to 1 million subscribers, then we will do the B movie.
I would kill all the bees instantly.
Spoiler alert! Jinx. I release you.
Thanks.
Anyway, well done, chaps.
A talking bee. Squish.
Actually, that pretty much would happen. No. If a talking bee came to you, you'd imprison it.
Or like
and put it
the bee flies past you and you're just like, all right, mate. He's like, all right.
Will that be talking?
I suppose what you would do is would you try and We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
Let's leave that for the B movie one that we will make once we get 1 million subscribers. But I'm going to think about it now for the rest until that time, and I'm going to have a solid plan ready.
So now they've got an incentive to get us 1 million subscribers.
Yes. So please do that. And speaking of that, please like and subscribe to the 8th Plot.
And comment.
And comment.
I won't read them, but comment.
I will read them maybe. And I think it's time just to plug a couple of things. So I'm obviously going to plug my books, the Stolen Future
The
series.
Gone series.
No, throwback to last week, I think.
Yeah.
Or a couple of weeks ago. No. Stolen Futures series, Half Human series, and the Alien Hunter Connor Jones series. I'd like to say there's my books with my what, and were pretty much, I came up with those ideas by thinking of my own what if questions. And I didn't plagiarise from any film, I can promise.
Did you?
No, I didn't.
If anything, Avengers Endgame plagiarised this guy.
You think?
Yeah.
We'll get to
Yeah,
that
the
later.
portal scene was so similar to his stuff.
It was.
It's
Anyway,
crazy.
buy my books if you want to. If you don't want to, then don't.
Buy them
But
anyway.
at least go read some other books. I'm a,
Like the
I'm a
Gone
librarian,
series.
I should probably say that. I like the Gone series, which is very good.
All the Maze Runner.
Or the Maze Runner,
All the Hunger Games.
which is also
For
alright.
goodness sake, we're not going through every single book.
That's about all the series I can
The
name.
Contender series, which was mentioned last week, I think. Either way, you're right, Ben. We should stop. I can't name every single book series in the world. Although I wish I could. The Dry series. Never mind. Let's
Go subscribe to Upstairs Studios.
Thank you, Ben.
We're doing well. We would love to have you join the.
If we get to
Stairs.
1 million subscribers, he will make a B-movie stop motion film.
If I get to 1 million subscribers, I'll make a B movie stop motion.
Excellent.
He's got a new figure as well, Batman. I've seen on his
Excellent. So
Instagram.
we can look forward to some Batman videos in the future.
Yes. However, due to exams, for some reason they exist, and I have to put my stop motion on hold for a bit.
Oh, that's a shame. But
Sad. But there's plenty of other videos.
absence
for you to
makes the
watch.
heart grow fonder. Is that right? Is that
Yeah,
the phrase?
Yeah.
But we look forward to future videos from Upstairs Studios. Thanks very much, everyone, for listening. And
You're not going to ask if I have anything to plug.
do you have anything to plug?
Nope.
God, that's 20 seconds that the audience is never going to get back. And me and my time is very valuable because I'm older than both of you.
About 55 now, aren't you?
Hey, I'm not going to say how old I am. That was far too much, though.
65?
And realise I'm wasting more of my precious, precious life. So there we go, everyone. Thanks for listening. Have a good... actually, no, sorry. Say goodbye, Scott and Ben,
Goodbye.
to our wonderful audience.
Goodbye.
Thank you very much. And have a good morning, afternoon...
It's at a time portal.
Someone's come back to tell me not to do my folksy ending this time.
Yes.
The sound you hear is Scott being given a piggyback by Chris Pratt's character.
I'm down for that.
And escaping into a time portal, being mauled by a white space.
Not that bit. Maybe just the first bit.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you very much for listening.
Goodbye.
Your ending wasn't great, Mark.
What's wrong with that?